Today's movie starts with a car hitting a horse and the horse kicking a woman to death. Today, we watch a movie based on the 1946 Science Fiction Hall of Fame inducted novella Vintage Season. From 1992 and starring Jeff Daniels, this is Timescape, aka Grand Tour Disaster in Time. And our movie begins with a father helping his daughter study for her history test. Yes, this is important.
Stock market crash of
1929 October.
Yeah. Scopes trial.
1925 Tennessee.
They return to his hometown to open an inn. Why do they need an inn when there's already a hotel in town? Don't know, but apparently they do. In the meantime, they attend the wedding of his dead wife's brother, where he is verbally attacked by the wife's father.
Why did you even come here?
See, I got this invitation.
You got an announcement.
Good night, Reverend.
I didn't actually see the accident myself, Reverend, but other people did. And they say...
Why don't they just leave bad enough alone, right?
Oh, that's right. And you just leave. That's what you do best, isn't it? That girl deserves a better father, Reverend.
A group of tourists show up at his home wanting to rent rooms, despite the fact the inn is 6 months away from being open. He obviously says, hey, why don't you just stay at a fucking hotel instead of a broken down building?
How much for 3 nights?
Yeah. Take a look over here. See that hole where a door normally goes? All that sawdust out in the hall? We're not open yet. You're gonna have to make other arrangements. What about the hotel in town?
Oh, no, not the hotel.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
You can tell me. How much?
We do not know much about these people, other than a guy in an RV was just driving down the road and found them in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I'll tell you what I did find just a taste odd. I mean, they're supposed to be tourists, right?
Yeah?
I haven't seen one of them with a camera.
And they claim to be from South California.
Where are you all from?
South California.
Southern California?
What we do know is that Jeff Daniels finds one of the women, Reeve, really hot. It helps that she's rubbing honey on herself. Now, in the novel, they're all hot. Vaguely referenced in this scene here.
Never seen so many thin people in one room before.
One of the tourists is hit by a car and drops his passport, which Jeff Daniels finds. And he also finds the passport to be very interesting.
First, I wasted a lot of time trying to figure out why would someone need a passport to travel around inside the country.
Please, we're supposed to keep those with us at all
Then
times.
I got started on the dates. Now, how could anybody have been to all those places, all those years?
He's able to remember 3 dates from the passport: California, 1906, New Jersey, 1937, and Washington, 1980. Did you figure it out? Give you a second. San Francisco earthquake, Hindenburg, and Mount St. Helens. The grandfather, who is a judge, awards himself custody of the daughter, distraught by losing his only remaining family and the fact that he has possibly killer time travelers living in his place. He leaves and stays in the hotel. Reeves shows up and explains to him that, yeah, do you know how hard it is to be rich, good looking, and have no problems? That's why we gotta travel back in time and look at your problems.
You don't need to work, you're never sick. You're never hungry. You're never cold nor hot. You're healthy and safe from the day you're born, and until the day you die, nothing ever goes wrong. It's a grand world, Ben. Most perfect. And that's its one flaw.
After drinking a bunch of euphoric tea with Reeve, he wakes up naked, wrapped in a telephone cord in the morning, hearing the time travelers talk about the spectacle.
Well, what does it matter? Even if he does know that the spectacle is tonight. A few more hours and we'll be done.
But what about him? We can't just leave.
Come along, Reeve. We mustn't be late for the spectacle.
And this is where the movie gets insane. The spectacle ends up being a meteorite striking downtown.
Why the inn? Why my place?
In both the novella and the movie, the meteor directly strikes the hotel, and the inn is up on a picturesque hill with a perfect view of the damage.
What is it? What have you done?
What a magnificent sighting.
Oh, Ben, not now. There's just too much to see.
With almost the entire town dead, Jeff Daniels figures it's over. That's what they were here to see, the meteor strike. But no, they're still in town. He talks to the RV driver who says they went to this old mill, which just happens to have a perfect view of the high school that's being used as an emergency shelter. They don't think he'll do it, but he punches this bitch in the throat.
Move. No.
Just in time to see his daughter and most of the town blown up in front of him. Having seen what they came to see, the time travelers leave to see their next disaster, the 1999 Mardi Gras fire. Yeah, these people really love to watch people die. Anyways, Reeve leaves behind one of the passports, which we learn is the time travel device itself. He goes back in time one day to get his daughter, but is arrested and with his one phone call, calls himself. This leads to an argument between the two versions of himself. You see, he wasn't going to actually help anybody. He was just going to take his daughter and run. Past him points out, hey, we kind of run a lot, don't we? Grandpa was right. You're a coward who let your wife die. He tries to claim different, but we see a flashback to what actually happened, and yeah, he just ran away. Okay, so way earlier in the movie, He was hired to fix the church bells. They haven't rang in over a decade, so him taking a couple weeks isn't a big deal. So, him and past him decide to ring the church bells with sledgehammers, drawing the townsfolk to the church and away from center of town where the meteor's gonna strike, saving almost everybody's life. Jeff Daniels goes to the center of town to see if he can help the few people that were still affected by the meteor strike, and he's confronted by the overseer of future time travel, who tells him, hey, we're time travelers. We can just keep going back and make the meteor strike happen as it originally did if we wanted to. And Jeff Daniels reminds him, well, obviously you don't, or we wouldn't be having this conversation. And the overseer gives us this little bit of wisdom.
There is a purpose to time, you know. Keeps everything from happening all at once.
The very end is a little wonky. The daughter is taking reservations at the inn, and we see Jeff Daniels clutching the passport to his chest, which is, we know, how you travel back in time. And then he's not in the chair when she turns around, and we hear piano music that her mother used to play. So did he go back in time to switch places with mom? Is he just in the room with her and she's alive too? Or does he play the piano? I don't fucking know. Overall, this was kind of a weird one. If you were time traveling back in time, would you just use it to watch people die? Probably not. In the original version, they go back to historic events. They walk the Canterbury Trail. They see the coronation of Constantine and other historical events like that. Like time traveling tourists probably would. Changes from the original work include it was a couple in the original, not a father-daughter. They weren't opening an inn. They inherited property and are trying to get rid of the tenants so they can sell it. The tenants end up being the time travelers. Also, the ending is not even a little upbeat. Yeah, it's an okay movie. It's really weird that his wife got kicked to death by a horse. That's insane. Yeah, it's a unique idea. It was in 1946 anyways, but I don't think the changes really added a lot to it. If you're a reader, read the original. It's a Science Fiction Hall of Fame inducted novella. Yeah, the changes for this one, the director and writer is David Twohy. How do you even say his name? Twohy. He's most known for Pitch Black and the Riddick movies, but also wrote Warlock, G.I. Jane, and God Help Us All, Waterworld. The daughter is played by Ariana Richards. She was also the girl in Jurassic Park and in Tremors. The original author of the novella, Catherine L. Moore, also wrote an episode of The Twilight Zone called What You Need. If you're a Twilight Zone fan like I am, check out the channel Movie Emporium. Has a podcast called The Fifth Dimension, a Twilight Zone podcast. They're up to season 5, and I've been on it 5 times. Thank you for watching. As always, I shall try to do better next time. And here is a bonus clip from the movie.
I want to file a complaint, and then I want you to go out there and you get that son of a bitch and you haul his ass in.
It's a writ of temporary custody, Ben. Signed this day, May 2nd, by the Honorable Albert T. Rifkin and executed in the county seat.
Rifkin, was he one of your country club buddies or something? What the hell did you say about... I can't believe this!
Single parent, Ben, financially unstable, alcoholic tendencies. Wife who died under questionable circumstances? Wasn't a hard sell.
She's
then.
my daughter!
Yes, but in time we're hoping she'll overcome that handicap.
In time, we hope she'll overcome that handicap. Sick burn, bro. Yeah, sorry my shirt changed so much time during this review. I think this was like 5 recording sessions. Oh well, goodbye!